It's not cold plunging. We will send you to Cuba. You will lose 30 pounds in a month.
AOC could use that actually right now. AOC could potentially.
Shots fired. I'm not saying anything. More effective than Ozempic. You see, capitalism, you tend to gain weight. We got nothing but food here. You then went to AOC's now origin story. I think we have a piece of tape here, but you went to AOC's hometown. She's not a girl from the Bronx. Is that what we're finding out?
Oh no, she's a total fraud. Ever since she was an infant, before she could walk or talk, AOC has been raised in a leafy, clean, and beautiful suburb that is pristine and low on crime. That is one of those places that gets painted in American history by people like Norman Rockwell. It's a place called Yorktown Heights, the hamlet of Yorktown Heights. It's 120 minutes from downtown Manhattan. It's a far ways away from the hardscrabble, working class Bronx girl persona that AOC tries to project onto the world. We went and traveled there and exposed AOC for the fraud that she is. You know, a lot of people in MAGA hats, and there's actually a Trump sign right across from AOC's home that she was raised in, Charlie. And it's not that she was just live there for a little bit. She went to preschool there. Then she went to elementary school, middle school, high school there, and then she graduated and went to Boston University. So she's a total and complete fraud. The working class Bronx girl is a liar.
Benny Johnson, tell our audience about where they can find you, where they can support you, and what is the best part of the golden age that you are experiencing right now that you want, that you think is not getting enough media attention?
Well, I think this is the given the past 24 hours, what I'd like to say on that is that we are the media now. And that shows like Charlie's and shows like mine, you can find me at Benny Johnson on all social media, and The Benny Show, that we are able to ask the questions that people actually care about. We were able to ask President Trump 4 questions. All 4 of them trended globally and worldwide and got a major attention. And we were able to run circles around what is the corporate media. And that's because we answer to you, the American people. And it's our great honor to do that. It's a huge compliment to the team at the White House that allows for independent voices to access the president. And that's how you actually get the truth.
Benny, thank you so much. We'll see you soon. We'll see you at the Student Action Summit a week from Friday. Thanks so much.
Thanks, Charlie.
Similar letter in 2018. They reaffirmed their position to an academic boycott of Israeli academic institutions and individuals, saying boycotts of this nature pose serious threats to academic freedom. David Lamb, NTD News, California.
The Trump administration is celebrating the 4th of July by welcoming new citizens in naturalization ceremonies across the country. The U.S. Customs and Immigration Services posted these pictures celebrating America's newest citizens. 30 service members celebrated their naturalization in San Diego aboard the USS Midway today. 10 people at the Chihuahuas baseball game at Southwest University Park in El Paso, and 49 at a recent ceremony in Atlanta. This year, naturalization ceremonies included a welcome message from President Trump. Tomorrow, 100 candidates will take the oath of allegiance to become Americans at George Washington's home. If you're traveling for the holiday, experts say to be prepared for Sunday to be the busiest travel day. NTD correspondent Jason Blair has the latest travel numbers on what's expected to be a record-breaking holiday weekend.
AAA is predicting record travel for the 4th of July. They say 72 million people are expected to travel 50 miles or more from home. That's an increase of 1.7 million from last year and an increase of 7 million from 2019. The Auto Club says following Memorial Day's record forecast, AAA is seeing strong demand for road trips and air travel over Independence Day week. With the holiday falling on a Friday, travelers have the option of making it a long weekend or taking the entire week to make memories with family and friends. With gas prices at their lowest level since 2021, most people are expected to travel by car. AAA is encouraging travelers to leave early in the morning. The Transportation Security Administration expects over 18.5 million people to travel by air from Tuesday, July 1st through Monday, July 7th. And if your travel plans include Florida or the southeast coast, the National Hurricane Center says there's a 60% chance that you could see a subtropical or tropical depression over the holiday weekend. In any event, the areas should at least see some storms. Sunday is expected to be the busiest. Experts are encouraging travelers to give themselves extra time for traffic and lines at the airport. Reporting at Reagan National Airport in Washington, D.C., Jason Blair, NTD News.
And coming up next, as the big, beautiful bill now heads to the president's desk, what will it mean for everyday Americans? We'll break it down with our panel, Alex Barrios.
Nationals for allegedly acting as agents for the CCP and spying on U.S. Navy bases and service members, as well as recruiting military personnel to accomplish tasks for China's Foreign Intelligence Agency, the Ministry of State Security, or MSS. FBI Director Kash Patel told Fox News Digital the individuals charged were acting on behalf of a hostile foreign intelligence service, part of the Chinese Communist Party's broader effort to infiltrate and undermine our institutions. Thanks to the outstanding coordination with our partners, including NCIS, we disrupted those efforts and sent a clear message. The U.S. will not tolerate espionage on American soil. Yonce Chen and Lien Lai were arrested on Friday. They could face up to 10 years in prison and a fine up to $250,000. The Department of Justice says China's government uses various means to conduct intelligence activities against the U.S. This includes the MSS, which is involved with collecting intelligence on civilians. The MSS is also tasked with foreign intelligence, counterintelligence, and political security. In June, the FBI reported that in 2020, China allegedly conspired to carry out a fake election ballot scheme by mass-producing fake driver's licenses. Kash Patel says that he gave newly declassified documents on this to Senator Chuck Grassley for review. Patel also alleges that the FBI covered up this evidence under previous agency leadership. Reporting in Washington, D.C., Jason Blair, NTD News.
Between Washington and Beijing, over Beijing's efforts to expand its influence and power in the region. Beijing right now has a security pact with the Solomon Islands and a police presence in several nations. Rubuka said one reason Beijing did not need a new base is due to its intercontinental ballistic missile launched in September. Its missile flew over the Fiji and landed in international waters. In response to the Chinese Coast Guard's planned South Pacific patrols, Rubuka said the Chinese regime would need to observe Fiji's sovereignty and its sovereign waters.
Coming up, tariffs on Chinese imports are pushing up.
Employees who were making $17 an hour there had to work multiple jobs to make ends meet. So the company made temporary workers into full-time employees. This made them eligible for higher wages, profit sharing, and better health care coverage. Farley explained that he was inspired by similar measures taken in 1914 by Henry Ford, who hiked salaries to double the average wage for an 8-hour workday. AAA estimates that more than of the bird flu led Waffle House to add a 50-cent surcharge to every egg is sold. It was a hefty surcharge for the chain's most ordered item. Waffle House says on its website it serves 272 million eggs a year. After months of surging egg prices, they finally began falling in the spring. The U.S. Agriculture Department reported that a dozen large white shell eggs now cost less than $3. In a post on X, the company wrote, quote, "Excellent news. As of June 2nd, the egg surcharge is officially off the menu."
And Tibetans are gearing up to celebrate the Dalai Lama's 90th birthday. As this milestone age, the question of who will succeed him is growing more urgent. The Dalai Lama is Tibet's spiritual leader and one of the world's most influential figures. In the 1950s, the Dalai Lama fled Tibet to India after China took control of the region. He has long advocated for nonviolence and religious freedom for Tibetans. Early this year, Beijing claimed the Dalai Lama has no right to represent Tibet and insisted it would appoint the next successor. But the Dalai Lama strongly opposes any involvement by the Chinese regime, urging his followers to reject Beijing's choice. He says the successor will be born in the free world, describing that as outside China. Both the U.S. and India are watching the situation closely. Washington has made it clear it won't allow China to choose the next Dalai Lama and remains committed to supporting Tibetan human